Good morning, Lacamas Leopards. It's hard to believe that we are in our last week of February. Now, last week we got to start welcoming our Cohort B 4th and 5th graders. I missed you guys on the start of the week in Cohort A because of our snow days, but today is your day to be back in person for those students and families who are electing to have you come back in person. Good morning. So good to see you. We've had our kindergartners through 3rd grade here, and last week got to start Cohort B with our 4th and 5th, and now this week our 4th and 5th of Cohort A and B. And from here, things are just going to start rolling. Now, your teachers are going to make sure that we spend some good time learning our routines and expectations. We have some videos that we've created to help show you some of the differences, because there are some things different that we have to follow. And they're usually, most all of them are just for safety, which is a priority then. It is important that you wear your masks. We have plans for mask breaks that your teachers and your recess teacher will help go over, but we need you to follow those. Now, this month, the whole month of February is Black History Month. And I know that your teachers have been going over so that we learn more about important people in our society, in our world, who have contributed to make us awesome. It takes everyone. It takes all people. We want to make sure that we value everyone. We each bring something unique and individual that when we come together, it makes our world great. Now, we have experienced something with this COVID that for me growing up as a kid, I never ever had this. This is something so unique to us in this time, to be going through something that kind of shuts down everything for our safety and for our health. And now that we're getting to come back, things are looking different. But one of the hardest things that we've had to do, and we've been doing some hard things, is this remote learning. And now we're getting to come back and we're getting to be some in person, but we're still doing remote learning. And this is new. In fact, your teachers, probably most all of them, for their elementary, they never even knew what remote learning was. They might have used some computers in the classroom. I never did. Computers were not a thing when I was in school. When I got into college, started hearing maybe a little bit about computers. And then in my first years of teaching, computers started coming out and I started learning them, and it was hard. And now to think of kindergartners through 12th grade and college now, that you are accessing your learning through a remote mode. That for teachers is like, whoa, this is hard things. But guess what? We can do hard things. You've done this. And today, what I'd like us to really think about is that we've done hard things. And what did it require of us to do something hard? How did it feel when you were in doing something hard? And how, especially, that if you persevered, that you pressed forward, how did it feel after doing something hard? Now, again, Black History Month is this month. And Dr. Martin Luther King was an amazing individual who did hard things. And he started doing hard things at a really young age. We think of him as this grown man, but truly, he started doing hard things when he was young. One quote that he said was, "Out of a mountain of despair, a stone of hope." During his lifetime, he experienced really hard things, starting as a boy, when things were not equal, they were not fair, people were not tolerant, they were not accepting. And he had to do hard things, and it produced in him this strength that went on to impact a world. That's amazing. We can do hard things. You think of a mountain and how big it is. A mountain, when we look at the whole thing, it looks like we can't do it. But you think of a stone, maybe a pebble, maybe a piece of gravel. There's hope. So this month, we're wrapping up our Black History Month, but that doesn't mean that we want to stop learning about these important people and learning about differences and learning about how we come together and bring all of our strengths. We want to continue that learning. This was just a special month to really honor people. And so as we go forward, and now we're coming back and we have some in-person learning and we have some on-demand remote learning, we are still in this stage of doing hard things, that we can do it. You've proven it. Your teachers who did not have to learn this way have thought hard, how am I going to help my kids learn remotely? And now we have this transition time. So instead of looking at our mountain, which can cause us fear, cause us despair, let's look at our stones. What are those small things that we can pick up? Because that's where we have our hope. That is where we're going to keep persevering. We're going to do our best, and we're going to make it through some hard things, and we're going to find the joy. It is so great to see you here, those who are at school, and I will continue to keep connecting to those who are remotely and who are at home, and we're going to be planning some times where we can keep together, because that's what this community is. We're a leopard community, and we want to keep together. But you've got this. There are some things that are going to have to look different, but we can do hard things. And let's make this a great week with our first week with everyone who's back in person, being back here on campus for those who are in person. And those remote only, you keep at it. You've got this. Lacamas leopards truly are respectful, responsible, safe, and kind. Let's make it a great week.